So this here is part 2 of you have to feel your pain in order to release it. Now, when trauma happens, when trauma comes, you find a lot of people trying to run away from it. A lot of people try to run away from the pain. A lot of people try to numb that pain. You find a lot of people trying to suppress it. If you try to suppress it, the only thing you are doing is creating harm for yourself. Because, you see, and when you see in people trying to suppress some of these things, some of these pains and stuff they went through, people run to a lot of things. Some run to alcohol. Some run to alcohol. Some run to drugs. Cocaine and the rest. Some go to smoking weed or something else. Some run to sex. I'm telling you. Some run to sex because that is the avenue with which they think they can take away that pain. They can relieve themselves of this feeling, this feeling which is so strong that you can't touch it. It's not like it's not like it's on your body. Trauma. What trauma does is it creates a soul wound. Soul wound. A human being is made up of the body, the soul, and the spirit inside of you. It's the spirit of God or from the camp of the enemy. Body, soul, spirit. The soul holds a lot of things, a lot of memory and other kinds of stuff. So when a human being dies, and they carry on, the part that continues the journey has memory, remembers, knows places, knows people, knows places, knows things. So even some of the things we've been told that memory is sitting in the human body, it's not true. Because if memory was sitting in the human brain, then when the human being dies, then all that data should be stuck with the dead body there. But the soul remembers. The soul remembers who it is, what it is, where it's from. It remembers people. The soul remembers people. It remembers past events. It remembers things that happened yesterday, things that happened yesteryear. It knows this, it knows that, it's learned this. I'm telling you. So that's another discussion for another time, but I'm just talking about that. So trauma is a soul wound. And any intervention that is really going to heal that soul wound, whatever intervention you are using, whatever intervention you are going to use to heal the soul wound should have the ability to reach to the soul. The soul is not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual dimensional thing. It's not something you can touch. You get it? So I have been here and I've shared a lot of times, when it comes to trauma, one of the best ways you are going to heal that trauma is by opening your heart. You have to open your heart. Receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior and ask Him for help. Ask Him to help you come out of it. Ask Him to help you come out of it. Because Christ Jesus has a skill, has a knowledge, has an understanding. He is an inventor, He's a creator, He is the architect of what a human being is. The devil hasn't created any human being before. The devil is just copying. The devil is just doing alteration. The devil does not know what a human being is, he does not know how to create a human being. He does not know how the concept, the idea of who a human being is. He doesn't know, because he was created. He himself is a creation. Listen, the invention cannot be wiser than the inventor. So when it comes to sore wounds, when it comes to trauma, I keep saying this. Medication. Some want to take medication. Medication only deals with physical body, not the soul. Medication deals with this physical body, to help you forget. But the thing is there. That soul wound is there. And I've said and shared a lot of times that the most effective way to heal soul wounds is to allow yourself to feel it. Don't run to something. Don't try to run away. Don't try to suppress it. Don't try to push it down. You'll be destroying yourself. When you try to suppress it, you try to run away, you want to try to use alcohol. And look at this. A lot of the things people run to because of soul wounds. You run to sex. If whatever happened in that time that happened, you decided to use sex. Some people use sex, as a bypass, as a bypass or a way of dealing with that pain. If you use sex, you always keep using sex. What does it do? It creates an addiction. It creates an addiction. If you go to alcohol, you take a little alcohol for 1 hour, 2 hours, you are not thinking, you sleep. You always go to alcohol. And that will create some kind of addiction. I've told you that anything that creates an addiction has a demonic entity behind it, empowering it, backing it up. If you go to smoking, you become a chain smoker. Every time you want to smoke, you are high, you sleep. The next time, you go and smoke again. If you decided to use cocaine, rock, whatever, any of the hard drugs, every time that thing shows up, you are going to run to cocaine, you are going to run to hard drugs. And all of these things that people run to, all of these things that create addictions in human beings, will also destroy you. Cocaine will destroy you. Whatever thing you are using, it is going to destroy you in the long run. And very soon, if you are using cocaine, very soon you sell everything on you and then be homeless. You become homeless, be on the streets. You become destitute. What is it doing? It's even moving you from the state you are in. It's moving you from frying pan to a fire. I'm telling you. If you are using weed, you are using smoking, you are going to smoke to you have issues with your lungs and it starts affecting your whole body, and very soon you pass on when it's not your time. You pass on and still having that problem. If alcohol is what you are using, it's the same. You keep drinking, and then it starts affecting your lungs, your liver, it starts affecting vital organs, and you are going to transition before your time. If you are using sex, I'm telling you, you are going to get into certain things. You're going to contract. It's another thing. You can contract something strange. You can have unwanted children, which becomes extra burden on top of whatever you're already going through. The solution to soul wounds, the solution to trauma, is not to run away from it. It's not to try to suppress it. Allow that feeling, that pain, that deep pain is coming to you. Release it with what? Words. And you see, to release a wound, you have to allow yourself to feel it. You have to go back into memory lane. You have to revisit what happened and use positive words, positive affirmations. Use words like I've said already in part 1. Talk about, speak, say, call the name of whoever was part of that, cause that thing to you, and use the words, you did this, that, and that to me, but I forgive you. And when you use the word I forgive you, there's some power in the word I forgive you. Watch part 3.